Ag Teacher Christmas here, coming at you with another video. Well, it's time to connect the Angel Choir, and I'm going to walk you through the steps to get that done. Sorry I've missed a few videos. I had a phone go down and take all sorts of videos with it. But we'll keep going, and I'll show you what we're going to do at this point. So come along for the ride and see how a Extreme Christmas lighter connects 32 blow molts to a Christmas light controller, or two. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use one of these Harbor Freight sawhorses. They're cheaper to get them from Harbor Freight than they are from Home Depot. So we're going to use one of these as our controller stand. So this is going to hold two Christmas light controllers, and it'll allow us to have 32 channels in the display, because each of the controllers can handle 16 channels. Okay, so we're going to put basically one controller on each side is what I think I'm going to do with these. So I'm going to mount them with just some regular screws. After I'm done, I'm going to cover them with some ground cloth to turn them a dark color in the display. But all I really need to do is get that controller up off the ground so that it's out of the water and we don't get any water collecting in our controller. Now, I shot a wonderful video about the Christmas light controllers, but unfortunately it went away with my phone when it died. So we're going to just kind of reshoot and talk about them this way. So this is a Light-O-Rama 16 channel Christmas light controller. This one is a dual feed, so you are able to put this on two different circuits if you need to. Each half of this card can handle, I believe, up to 8 amps. But you know, we don't need to use all 8 amps because we're doing LEDs, so they don't need them. So each of these individual plugs is triac controlled. So there's a little isolator, I think it's optical isolator here, that allows us to turn the lights on and off through computer commands that come through our Cat5 cabling, which comes in right here. So with this, it's 16 channels by the company Light-O-Rama. And this is one I've had for quite a while. So we're going to go ahead and connect this to this sawhorse, and then we'll connect up our lights. Hopefully the sawhorse is tall enough. I didn't check ahead of time, I just bought them. Should work right about there, and that should keep them off the ground. Yeah, it's going to have to go in the middle. Grab something else. Put those in there. There's measurements on here, which means I can put them in evenly spaced. That kind of tickles my perfectionism. One. Oops. It's at an angle. There we go. There we go. That should hold in there. Okay, so there is our Christmas light controller, duly installed on our sawhorse. We'll put another one on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and close this, keep the rain out of it. And now we're going to start running our cords to our decorations. And it's as simple as, you know, snaking them through and putting them in. All right, let's go ahead and connect some of these Christmas lights. You will notice I am using just a 2-prong plug. If you've ever looked at Christmas lights, they're only 2-wire. There's no reason to run a ground all the way out. It's not going to do anything. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and connect these cords up. I'm going to kind of show you how they run. It's usually best to connect a series of Christmas lights before you put the grid down. It makes it so much easier to run lights. I didn't do that this year because poor decisions. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and connect these. Each of these plugs is numbered, so I'm going to come in here and find plug number 1, which you can't see because it's down here. I'm gonna connect my cord and then just begin running them out. So my goal is to get all the way to the decoration before I run out of cord. Sometimes I can do that, sometimes I can't, but we're gonna try anyway. Each of the decorations has a stake at the end, so you can keep that connection off the ground. We'll come in and zip tie that when we wrap up. Okay, so this is how it goes. There's one. And of course, there you go. That's 1 out of 32. Let's do 2. We'll do the first few of those and kind of talk through it. When you're doing the animated lighting, when you do things in a pattern, or in this case like a grid, you know, there's rows in 2 directions on this. It gives us an option to run light patterns on it. So, you know, patterns of light, series, chases, fades up, fades down, waves, all sorts of things. So if you have a lot of decorations like this, it's kind of a cool effect to be able to put a whole bunch of those together in a grid. I had a grid once that I actually ran letters across it. It was for a Halloween display, so it said Happy Halloween, and the letters scrolled across it. It took forever for me to figure out how to do that, to get the letters to work right. But I did it, so I'll show you kind of how that programming goes in another video. But yeah, not quite enough angels here. I would probably need, to do it right, they'd have to be put vertical and then have like another 32 angels, which I don't have, so I'm not going to do that. But anyway, let's get another cord run. So on this one, channel 1 is going to be over there, channel 8 will be down over here, channel 9 will be over there, and channel 16 will be down there. Just kind of going in order. And yeah, running cords is one of the most time-consuming things you can do. It usually takes me a couple of days. Channel 4. That connection needs to get out of the dirt. Stake's a little crowded. So I'm going to kind of run them in like little streams. So the cords will all go in groups and batches. Just the best way to do that. I try not to step on the cords during the season because it can cause issues, or if you've got a super cold cord, you don't want to step on them. Don't want them to accidentally crack. When I first did this, I had a Mr. Christmas, and it has 6 channels, and I run 4 sets of cords to 4 sets of decorations out in the yard. So even when I first started doing this, I had 6 channels but 24 cords. So it took me a while to figure that out, and then each year I've gotten better at it, and I've added different types of equipment. So the Light-O-Rama equipment is the newest. Light-O-Rama is really one of the first companies that produced a consumer version of a light controller, and it just allowed you to put a network in your yard and control a lot of things and make them blink. There's a lot of guys that have come before me that have really kind of perfected this. A lot of the original guys have since retired from Christmas animated lighting. I don't know how many years I've got left in it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. A lot of time I don't have. And in fact, this year is probably going to be one of my smaller display years. Limited power, limited energy. A lot of those are kind of contributing to it this year. So it's going to be kind of Christmas, a light, L-I-T-E Christmas year. All right, one more cord for that row. This is circuit number 8. So that's a hazard of putting the grid up too early. Pull up lights while you're trying to work on it. There we go. There are 8 of our 16 channels that we're going to do on this Christmas light controller, and we're gonna throw in another controller, so there'll be another 16 more. So this is going to become fairly busy as far as extension cords. And it looks like a mess, but understand that with this particular element, so decorations like the cluster of them, we kind of call those elements. With this element, there is only one C7 bulb at the end of every light string. So one little tiny, basically night light size Christmas light in each of those blow molds. So though this looks terrifying, it's not. It's going to pull hardly any power at all. I mean, there's only 32 lights total, like individual bulbs total in this decoration, but it's going to look like there's a whole lot more. So I'm going to keep going, but I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this here. But that gives you an idea of what it's like to run the cords. And again, this is only 8 of 32 cords that have to go here for this decoration. So it's a pretty big job. But anyway, I do that for not only myself, but for my viewers. You know, if I get 2 weeks of viewing, I'll be happy with that. There's a little snow up on the hill. We had some snowfall last night, but it didn't stick. So I gotta hurry if I want to get this done. But anyway, this is Christmas lighting. Just trying to get the energy this year. If you are one of my people that are watching and haven't subscribed to this channel, I do promise that this is only gonna be a busy channel from November to December. The rest of the year, it's gonna be actually fairly quiet. So go ahead and subscribe, kind of help us out. Let's see if we can get this channel past 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours before we run into December, and see if we can monetize a 2-month only channel. Beat out my other channel I've run for 3 years. But anyway, Merry Christmas. Keep those little lights a twinkling. Ag Teacher Christmas out.